Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, as well as Inauguration Day in the U.S. Lots of stuff going on. But the highlight, nobody's watching that stuff. Everybody's tuned in to the scope right now.
Right here, right now.
Because we got some stuff to talk about. Well, some FPS stuff going on over the week. We're going to hang out over the next hour and a half or so and discuss everything going on within the genre. I'm one of your co-hosts, Crash, joined by my other two co-hosts, BlueTheRobot and Buffnerd Gaming. What's up, guys?
Howdy.
What's up, dudes?
How we doing?
Good to see you, gentlemen. Good to see you, gentlemen.
I'm happy to be here, bud. I thought I was toast on Thursday. Oh,
yeah, man. That's scary.
I was in the hospital overnight. My heart acted up again, man. I passed out in the hospital.
Fuck. I didn't hear this.
Wasn't good. Wasn't a good deal. No, man. So, a month or so ago, I had that AFib or my heart beat out of rhythm. What happened again while I was at the gym? And I was like, crap, man. So I ran home. I took my meds that always fix it. I was like, do I go to the emergency room or not? I'm like, because the meds have always fixed it. I was like, better just to be safe. So I drove there to a new emergency room that I found that's closer. And man, I was checking in. And I felt it coming for me, dude. I was like, oh, and I thought I was dying. Like I kind of did. And I was like, man, I need to see somebody really quick. And I just passed. I just pancaked on the floor.
In
dude,
the hospital?
At the check-in counter. Yeah.
Oh,
she was like
scanning to do it.
Yeah, I guess. She was like scanning my insurance card and stuff. And like, that's when I went down. And then I woke up and there's like 5 people staring at me like, how are we going to move this big bastard into the back? And I was like, man, I can get into the wheelchair. So I got in the wheelchair and then, man, they tried a whole bunch of meds and they didn't get my heart knocked back into rhythm until the next morning. They had to sedate me. They put an ultrasound down my throat so they could make sure there were no clots. And then they shocked it. And now it's beating right again. But man, it was not cool.
Did you get the CCTV footage of you passing out? I did. You did?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Did you really?
I did, dude. Yeah.
I gotta see.
We're joking, but I mean, seriously, dude. Like, I know you're gonna be all right, but I mean, it'd be hilarious to watch.
No, it was scary, but I was talking to one of my buddies, my friend that I always go hunting with. He's like, dude, you should get that footage, and I was like, oh, I should, dude. So I befriended one of the nurses and I was like, do you think you could get that? She's like, what time did you get here? And she went back. She's like, she came back into my room and she's like, I got it. And I'm like, oh, but man, it's kind of eerie to watch for me, but you can, you can see me like trying to fight it. And like, I tried to hold on to the desk and then I just sat down on my butt and went backwards. And
did you hit your head? Man. Are you okay? In terms
my
of
head was a little sore. They checked it out. No like injuries or everything. Honestly, my butt hurt because I went right down on my ass, like so my tailbone kind of on the hard floor, and then kind of laid back. So I mean, shout out to the nurse for scouting out for that footage. Yeah, I don't think she was supposed to do that, but it was sweet. So I got to see that. But yeah, man, it sucks. It's like a little bit of anxiety. Just got to keep praying and moving forward and get it figured out. I'm probably gonna have to have a procedure done. Where they go in with a catheter and they find the problem areas of the heart and they hit it. There's a new method where they hit it with like sound waves or something. It's called like a sonic ablation. Okay. And they target the cells that send the erroneous signals and they scar them so they can't do it. And then a lot of people have had really good luck with it. And the cardiologist said, since you're so young, that it's probably a good thing. And I'm like, oh, really? Tell me how young I am. I'd love to hear more about that.
Please.
So yeah, man, it sucked, dude. I hated that part and that sticks with me.
Hey, was that before or after you hit 4 or 5 on the bench?
That was the day after.
Oh wow. Jeez.
I was ripping sets. So yeah.
Your body was like too much.
I guess so. I don't know what causes it. No one's telling me what caused it. They're telling me right now with these meds and stuff, and I've been reading some stuff about maybe having to give up bourbon, which really sucks. But because I really love whiskey, but it ain't worth it, man. That was a sobering experience because my wife couldn't leave because of the kids. So I was sitting in that room by myself, and when it happens, I can feel it. So I was just sitting there feeling my heart beating incorrectly for like 18 straight hours.
Oh my God.
It was.
I'm glad you're safe right now, though.
Yeah, I'm glad you're good.
Yeah, I'm taking some meds, and then on the 30th. In 10 days, I got an appointment. So they have me on some meds to hopefully keep it locked in. And then I feel good now. And then
Good.
I meet with the cardiologist and I'll probably get that procedure done. And then hopefully that's it. Hoping that's it. But it was also a wild experience to get I got roofied essentially. They did the sedation where you stay awake, but you don't remember it.
Okay.
And then I guess I called my wife and my parents and had conversations that I don't remember at all. So I don't know I have no idea what I told him.
That's surprised they were like giving you your phone to do that, knowing.
Imagine him starting like to tweet out.
I think I probably took it.
Things.
I think I probably took my phone.
Took a bunch of letters. Yeah.
It's code for the next battlefield.
Take it to X and start. I should have went live. That would have been good.
Would have been really good.
That would have been good. But yeah, man, I got these heart issues to get fixed. But it sketches me out because we're like moving to the ranch out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't want to be having this crap happen when I'm out there. So maybe this is just the sign and the cue to get it fixed, get it taken care of with that procedure, and I hope I'm good to go. So that would be legit. But how was your guys' last week and weekend? I hope it wasn't as eventful in that way as mine was.
Was not, and the Bills won last night, so I'm happy.
I saw that.
I
heard they already got called for roughing the passer.
Yeah,
next week.
Yeah, I think KC's going to start with a 30 point lead right off the bat because of that. So
yeah, I didn't get to talk to you since you guys knocked out my Broncos, but we kept it close in the first half. I was just happy to be there, man. I don't know.
It was a close game.
Not at the end. They gave up, but it was cool. So we'll see if the Bills can get past the Chiefs, like their 5th try or something.
5th year in a row, we'll see. Yeah.
The Chiefs and the refs, I should say.
Chiefs and the refs, yeah, we'll see.
How about you, Blue? What have you been up to?
This weekend was pretty chill. Saturday I helped a buddy of mine move into his new apartment, so it was just us two. Moving washers, dryer, all that fun stuff down a nice, very steep staircase, which was
always
awesome.
Dude, anytime someone asks you to help them move, it's always a righteous staircase. Like,
oh my god! But at least the new place was on the first floor, so it was nice. There you go. But we made 2 trips, and then he took me out for some good barbecue.
Hey.
Which was super
there
nice.
You go.
So, that was worth. Had a nice little pulled pork sandwich on some Texas toast, and oh man, and I was so stuffed. I was done. After I got home, I was done. I was done for.
Oh yeah,
the meat sweats. And then dude, and then the son was with the grandparents for the weekend, so it was nice. I just got home and I passed out. And then actually no, because Saturday I did a event actually on a stalker, kind of like an RP server, for Arma Reforger.
Oh,
so cool. There was an event Saturday at 6 p.m. CST, 7 p.m. EST, and it was fun. It was a good time. Met some people. It was the same server I made a video about. So it was cool to see, like, hopefully like my video helped bring in some more people to the server.
That's cool.
And the guys were super cool and they were super chill, and I'll talk about it a little bit more because there were some really interesting moments that they put into it. I guess I'll talk about it now because it was more just for that. They specifically used, I don't know how they did it, but to help with content creators.
Okay.
They used AI music. So there's a radio mod.
Whoa.
And so on the radio mod, there's AI generated music that I swear sounded like just generic, like Russian rap, or like it was like, it was legit, like for like Middle or Eastern Europe music. And then I was like, hey, is this okay for me? Because like the server went down. I hopped into the voice channel. It's like, is that music copyright? I was like, oh yeah, it's AI generated music. I was like, what?
Oh,
dude, that sounded like someone just put some tracks into it. And it was like, dude, like it was so immersive to the point where like it was like a guy pulled up in like a yellow like vehicle acting like a taxi, music blasting, but the doors were closed. So it sounded like music in the car, like boom, 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 boom. And then as soon as I open the door, you hear the music. I was like, what? It was insane. So I was like, yeah, because we were talking about a little bit before you got here, both like just AI stuff. And I was like, that's a cool, like you have a small team, like 2-3 people working on a server. And now you have the opportunity to make it more immersive and also keep it copyright free as well too, if you're like live streaming or making videos on it. So
Yeah.
How in the hell
that's good.
I'm skimming through your video and that's a demerit for YouTube for not showing me your video. Like I didn't ever see it. This is insane. So
it's
they
crazy because
built
it's doing a
anomalies?
one. So there is, yeah. So the people that are running the server didn't
What?
build the map. But yeah, there's anomalies now in Arma Reforger. They're still working on mutants and stuff,
Wow.
but they got
that's
man.
factions.
You're
They
throwing
got
bolts too.
yeah, I was throwing bolts. The bolts don't do anything, which sucks, but they got custom textures for camouflages and stuff like that for stalker stuff. And they also teamed up with a Metro server as well now too. So they like,
wow.
yeah,
That's
there's gonna be
crazy.
there's a Metro server now, which is insane. So I gotta check that out as well too. So yeah, it's just been, and then Sunday was just relaxed, man. I just did nothing that
Pull
day.
it-
I
I want
think
to pull this up
the
for
most
people to see.
the most I did was I made some chocolate covered strawberries for me and the wife, and we just pigged out.
Whoa.
Man, we pigged
That's
out.
good.
There's a big plate of strawberries, dude. It was so good. It was so good. So
I haven't had a fruit
yeah.
in a really long time. Let me see. Yeah, like, dude, there's like anomalies and like floating stuff. Just like that's crazy.
So
That's what we've said for
yeah.
a while, but it still amazes me when it happens, man. Like, user generated content is undefeated. Like, people do the craziest stuff, man. Like with this kind of these kind of platforms and sandboxes. That's
Man.
crazy.
But yeah, but we'll see what happens in the future. Armor, I know we'll talk about it later. So, but
Yes, and cat's out of the bag. I said in chat, Crash has purchased Arma Reforger. I did buy it today.
All right.
he bought
So
it.
I have it. Do you have it, Buff?
No, I'll probably pick it up this week.
I think Justin's got it. I think all four of us gotta. We'll do some PV stuff so you can get accustomed to it. And
dude, you guys
also,
got me last week when we talked driving the truck, man. I want to drive a Logi. Like I just want to be a truck driver with a gun.
take you to this. We'll take you to the server that has the radio in it too.
Crash just bringing supplies to the fob the whole game.
Dude, he'd be MVP
yeah.
of any server if he's doing that, dude.
It'd be great.
100%.
Did I get my own Breaker 19 radio channel? I can just talk shit.
You
on
could,
it.
yeah. You can make your own radio frequency. You can just talk on like the main platoon one, so you can just talk shit to everyone.
Dude, I gotta figure out how to get the steering wheel working in that thing.
It's possible. I think you just gotta map some of the buttons. You got it for if it's for an Xbox steering wheel, it's Xbox compatible and controller support.
That's
so
cool.
All right, we got to figure that out. But for you, are you still on the our ABI action? You still?
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
Just locked in still.
Yeah.
I was talking about this before we went live. I guess because we don't really have an arena breakout segment, so Buff and I can get our ABI talk out of the way. I am sad that like one thing kind of it's multifaceted, but I'm not really vibing with Delta Force, and I'm sad because they have so much content going right now in comparison to ABI. Like they have new events constantly and like updates all the time, like meaningful balance updates and all that stuff. And it's just like I wish ABI. I'm a little worried because like we're going to talk about with Arma Reforger, when they get ABI to console, that's going to be so many players are going to be so into that game. And I just hope it makes it there because it feels like it's kind of fizzling out. But I think I'm interested to get your take, but I feel like it'll get a little bit more of a bump when it comes to Steam. Like a lot of people will try it on PC and then it'll get a huge bump if they can just get it to console. But I wish, and even the mobile side of Arena Breakout, the original Arena Breakout gets a ton of updates constantly, and they're getting a solo mode right now and all that stuff. And it's just like, man, I get I don't know. I get a declining game vibe with ABI, and I don't want to because it's my favorite. I'm having so much fun with it.
Yeah, it is a blast. I think the update. I think it feels like to me they're probably putting a lot of effort because the mobile's been out for a while. PC's obviously just released recently. It feels like they're probably putting a lot of effort into season 2, and then trying to get the console version out there soon also. So I'm still having a good time with it. I mean, they have all the events though. You know, the spring event and stuff like that is coming on. You had the storm warning, different maps, things like that for the events. So I'm having a good time with it. I am getting to the point where I want some of those new weapons. So like we talked about previously, you know, the mobile version has all those weapons, more weapons already that we will be getting on PC. So
I was going to say I forgot there was an F2000 in the game. I got killed by one the other day.
really,
like,
I haven't seen anybody run it.
I hadn't either.
Except for the I think the first weekend when we originally got our hands on the game back in May. Thing's a beast.
Yeah, I need to try it out.
Has like no recoil too.
I want to make a video about it. Because I want to just make a video of a raid because I had a 7 operator kill solo raid.
Oh my god, dude.
On Valley.
Wow.
I was just
what were you running?
Scar with A1.
Wow.
With an L-can on it, and I was an absolute menace to society, dude. Like, because on Valley, there's so many flank routes and places you can move, and if you're solo, you can just kind of be decisive and play how you want to. And so I was just getting kills and then dropping in these goalies and flanking around, and they were trying to sneak up to find me, and I'd shoot another one in the ear, and then I'd move around a gate and get elevation and look down, and like, oh man, it was beautiful. It was cool. I'm gonna probably make a video about that, and like 50 people are gonna watch it, and then I'll unlist it because nobody watches gameplay videos on my channel. But I wish I could make them because it'd be fun.
I saw the nasty flick you had though. Was it on farm?
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
Dude, I'm feeling so saucy in that game, man. I was playing solo. I was just playing normal, but I think I had like a 27 extract streak. I was using that.
Oh my god! Wow.
I was using that Scar for days, man. I couldn't lose.
I mean, just for that reticle and what is that, an L-can, right?
Yeah,
dude, for a quick just point shoot headshot, dude. Whew.
I love it. I'll show the clip on here. I'm not scared. I gotta turn off the audio.
Scared.
Here, I'll try to cut it really quick. I got it right here.
Oh yeah, and shout out to TikTok coming back already. I guess that was fast.
Yeah, that was pretty short lived. Yeah, here's the clip, man. The L-can. This setup right here was I was just deleting everybody. Roll the clip. But yeah, he tried to head glitch me, and I just did a quick little stop, boom, adjust, pop. Noggin.
Dude, that's insane. What?
Oh, it was so good.
You definitely got reported.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, what are the chances I got reported?
Imagine for sure, dude.
And just keep running like you didn't have, just run it off, like walk off.
Did you know he was there before?
Yeah, I saw him run right here. You can see him like run by, and I heard him. And then he peeked it, and I didn't see him yet. Like he's peeking right now, and I don't see him yet. And I take off to run, and then I see him last second, and just hit it. Like,
do you keep your gun in single or full auto?
Full.
Okay.
It was full, and I still just one tapped it like I knew what I was doing. I don't know, man.
That's disgusting, man.
It's just a wild shot. Dude.
I'm not very good with the Scar. I don't know what it is. I just don't have good luck with the Scar.
It can get you if you're playing some spicy raids and you're up close. I feel like with 5.56 the fire rate's a tad slow because it doesn't kill as fast.
I think I like to. The 102 is probably one of the ones I run the most, and that's I usually run with A1s also. I feel like the fire rate is pretty similar though. Maybe the 102 fires a little bit faster than the Scar.
Yeah, I bet it. I feel like just my feeling from I can't remember for sure. It would be that it would kind of sit in between both. That Scar is really, really nice for medium range because the slower fire rate makes it where it's like locked in.
Yeah, I'm see, that's what I'm excited for, like, to get the MCX in the game, like the Virtus and stuff like that, get some more 5.56 guns.
Yes, I
Did I
agree.
just
I think it's back. I
is it
think
my internet or
we had
okay.
a fart. I think we're
We're
good.
good. We're good. We're good.
Is the stream working again? I think it is.
Yeah, it's good.
I just had a little fart.
I see. Yeah, I see a little,
Little
just a
hiccup,
quick
that's
little
all.
hiccup.
But anyway, yeah. So I guess we can get into some of the Delta Force stuff. But man, I'm just like, I am frothing at the mouth because there's been Delta Force stuff I know I could talk about on my channel. Some of the stuff that we're going to get into here that I know I could probably get pretty good views on my channel, but I'm just really not passionate about Delta Force as I am with ABI. And there's
Same.
just not much going on with ABI right now. And I'm just like, come on, man. I want it to pop off because it's so fun, man. It's like all of the fun parts of Tarkov and none of the crap.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been nice. It's been fun. I know with any game you can play it a ton and kind of get over it, but for right now, I've just been really liking it. So
Same.
yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the topics for the day. There's 3 of them, but I'm assuming the last one is probably going to take us quite a while to get into, as it usually does when we talk about Battlefield, but there was some weird drama that we need to talk about. Yeah, man. Before we get into that, just really quickly, a couple things you guys can do to help us out. I see that there's about 30 people in here right now and only 16 likes. So if you guys can hit that like button, that helps us out a bunch for free, as well as chat along with the program. We love to hear your guys' takes as we're going, as well as the people that watch the VOD. And there is an audio version. The links to that is down below. You can click on the red circle link and check out. Click on the audio platform of your choice. If you are on those audio platforms, we love you guys and appreciate you. There's been more and more of you each week. You can leave a 5-star review on those platforms, and that helps get us out, as well as please check out Blue and Buff's channel as well. It's in the show notes. If you're on the audio version, it's on the YouTube page. If you're here, check out their content because they both make awesome content about the games that we talk about on the show. And with that, did you click it? Did you guys click it? Yeah, some of you clicked it. Some of you clicked it. All right.
We see it real time. Real
time. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, we appreciate that. There's tons of free ways to help us out. So that's it. Delta Force Season 2. So I watched Fry play it some today. The 3v3 mode is what I was mostly interested in, and I kind of agreed with him. Just watch it and play. I have this, the caveat that I didn't play the 3v3v3 mode. Is that it suffers a little bit from map design, but it overall looks like a really cool mode. But I was still seeing those like ultra fast time to die, and then like the oppressive nature of the specialist with like being sonic suppressed, and the flash drone lady, and then like the drone lady that pings you, and like all this just utility being thrown at you to like, oh man, I don't know. But it's that could get annoying if they catch you with that kind of stuff, and you can get kind of overly deleted by the specialist stuff. But I really like the size of it and the 3v3v3 stuff. Yeah, I think there could be some cool moments in fights, and I'm definitely gonna put some time into the 3v3v3 mode.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Because I like it. And then one of the things that I did want to talk about, there's an update coming on January 21st, so I guess that'll be tomorrow. But they're buffing the shield op, and oddly enough, I've seen a lot of people complaining about the shield op, and then he's getting a buff. So the EOD set damage reduction is increased from 30 to 50. So I'm assuming that he's going to be able to take more damage from like explosives and stuff. He's going to be able to reduce damage from explosives more. And it's limited his shield turning speed a little bit. And in the warfare mode, his grapple gun works faster, and his observation window was doubled from 100 to 200. So the window where his head is that you can take it out, they doubled the health of that. They increased the bullet and explosion blocking score from 10 to 100 to 30 to 100 damage. And the tactical gear capture bonus increased from 5 to 10 points on taking out tactical nades. the other only nerf was after being hit by a grapple gun is being reduced from 6.6 to 0.4 seconds to, I don't know what that means. If you could maybe counter it, I don't know. And then increase the shield bash damage
Yeah,
from
that was crazy.
35 to 55. So instead of a 3-hit kill, you just get bonked twice.
Yep.
Like, what the heck, man? I don't know. And then in operations, the grapple gun got a cooldown from 35 to 25, so you could use a grapple gun more often. The reaction time was also slowed, and the EOD removal time was also buffed. So a ton of buffs to the shield guy that already seems really strong. So
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you, I don't know, man. It's just like, I feel so weird. Like everybody is loving Delta Force. And I'm just like, all these little things are just kind of pushing me away, man. I don't know. How do you guys feel about it?
I haven't really played it much outside of when it first released. It was pretty fun. I really just, I think the one thing you and I were talking about, at the top of the show is how come we're loving ABI so much and just not really intrigued with this. I really do think for the extraction shooter part of it, the hero aspect might be kind of a turnoff for me, at least. I think that's why I like ABI, because it's a little bit more grounded in a sense, and a little bit easier to be immersed, versus maybe it's something to do with the hero shooter aspect of it. But I mean,
Yeah,
they're spitting out
same thing
updates,
for me.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with
Yeah,
their update rate, man. Like, I'm just
I
looking at
think
their
it's
Twitter page.
for the people that enjoy it are going to continue enjoying it.
Mhm.
But I think for us specifically, I'd rather have a more grounded experience, and I think that's why ABI takes off for a lot of you guys more. And then yeah, just the heroes, and now you're adding. I mean, this kind of just confirms my feelings for adding more operators into the mix. Um,
Mhm.
and in the beginning, they weren't so, I think, in your face as much. Some of the animations were kind of like in the little like character menu was kind of over the top a little bit, a lot of
Right.
cheesy lines, a lot of kind of like throwbacks to 2042, is it's just how it is sometimes. But that's just the way it is. But yeah, and there's only those 2 nerfs, so it's like interesting that now again it increased the damage. I love how they use that as like a buff. Like that was the issue of, like, you needed to increase the shield damage in a bash uh format, and then also when when you get grappled from 0.6 to 0.4, do you get up faster now to kind of counter you getting grappled? Is that the reason why? But it's at that point you get hit once, a little bit more than half of your health is already gone. So
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Warfare is a little bit different also too, because it is a lot more going on. But when you have like train wreck, which is a very almost like a linear map, you're gonna have those like choke points that the shield guy is perfect for those moments.
Yeah,
So
I just feel like he would be really strong, but I guess I do have to say with the caveat, you guys can tell me to shut up because I just I've been loving ABI so much, man. That's what I've been hitting. So,
yeah,
but it
no,
just sucks
I
that we
think
don't,
it's just
it's just pissing me off. We don't have any ABI, like new ABI content to talk about and get excited about, because they're just kind of cruising, but hopefully they're cranking behind the scenes. I'm excited for the Northridge map. That's going to be cool. A big map, and it's going to be fun with the thermal buffs.
yeah.
Um nerfs. Wow. Thermal nerfs to where you can actually enjoy it,
Right.
right? Because like
Yep.
that's why I was soloing on Valley, because like Valley's playable again with the thermal nerfs. And there's a lot, if you're playing solo, you just have a lot of space to maneuver and get out of the way and move and stuff. So Northridge is going to be fun in ABI. But then I guess to keep it on task or on topic, I'm so sorry. There's going to be an update with vertical and horizontal recoil is going to be decreased. It says all modes. Stability increase for all guns. Reticle shake reduced. Stability upside reduced by 50% for all attachments. So it seems like they're making guns less recoily. So
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. if that's necessary. It already felt pretty COD laser beamy to me. But maybe
Yeah.
it's needed. I don't know. I think that is the main stuff. So if you're here checking this out, you get a little early sneak peek at the patch. I guess it's coming tomorrow. This is, again, I should say, this is from leakers on DF on X. So what they do, which is really nice on this X account, is they keep track of what happens on the China build because they get everything first.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, so then they take the patch notes from the China build, translate them, and then we get to see them early on this account. So it's a
Okay.
cool account. Leakers on DF
Nice.
on X. If you guys want to be able to, if you guys want to see that, there is where you can get the info a little bit early, but we will also keep you guys posted on here. So I guess that's everything going on with Delta Force. I really don't have much else to say. I will probably make it another topic eventually, whenever I get some time with the 3v3 mode. I might try to do that sometime this week and get a little time with it and report back on what I thought of it after I play it.
Yep.
All right.
Look.
We got to talk about Arma Reforger.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Holy crap, dude.
I was watching Blue's live stream the other day, and it was just, yeah, like the game looks. I can already tell when I get into this, like I'm just gonna be no life in the game for two.
Yeah,
You think so?
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
had to
definitely.
fix my sleep schedule because of it as well too recently. So
Yep.
I want to put that back
Yeah.
on. I should put Buff's or Blue's video back on. That was pretty sweet. They why this is. I want to say a few things about it. Why I think it's cool is because I feel like it's really it's rare for a mil sim type game that we traditionally like on the the three of us kind of like these games to have so much success. Usually you think of these games that are like, I've always thought it was funny how there's a lot of channels that check them out and there's always a lot of interest in them on YouTube, but then you go look at the player numbers and they're like not very good. But this is one of those times where like actual milsim game is popping off. And it's also one of the few times we get to see what a milsim like type game does on console as far as numbers and popularity are concerned. And it's cool and it gives you a little hope for the future to see a game like this doing well, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's cool to see.
It's already gotten bigger in both PC and console. Just I would say on Sunday, or on Sunday they hit a all-time peak again around 19,200 players. Which is insane.
I
Again, the
saw that.
weekend's always
Yeah.
just slowly increasing over and over again. And that's just on PC. So apparently, according to Bohemia Interactive themselves, I had the tweet up. Where'd it go? There you are. They've had reached over 300,000 new players just on
Wow.
PS5 for a total of 1.3 million total players and 200,000 daily active users across all platforms.
The production team pulled that tweet up on screen as you were reading it. That's how good we are at this show.
They need a
Dude,
raise.
Let's go. Yeah, these guys work hard. They work
No,
hard.
they need heart surgery. All right. Enough about that. All right. I gotta quit.
Raise, heart surgery, same thing, right?
Not that different, to be honest.
That's just insane. And this is just coming after like another like modding competition. Again, $100,000 in prizes for Arma Reforger. And then on top of that, just I think what was it? There was an article that came out just saying that this was January 10th. Yeah, so I guess within the last 10 days it went from 172,000 daily players to now 200,000. And on top of that, Sony has now confirmed. I couldn't find an exact article, but I do know some good valid resources and sources I should say, that Sony is now working with Bohemia Interactive to introduce mods onto the platform. So
Yeah, I heard it was
That's
already,
a
like,
yeah.
approved, right? So it's just a
It was
matter of getting
approved.
it.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
just a matter of time, which is
that's big.
crazy to hear that Sony allowed that as well too.
Yep.
But
Finally,
that's good
yeah.
because like the yeah PS5 users is one of the biggest platforms out there right now, and they were just missing out on so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna see we're gonna see just them experience a whole new form, and then I think that's just gonna bump up the player numbers as well once
Yeah,
mods
when
are
they can get
introduced.
mods on PS5
Definitely,
for
definitely.
Oh
sure.
my gosh, dude. Yeah, because then it's just word of mouth at that point, really. It's
Especially,
it's
like,
insane.
with that game we've talked about so many times on consoles, right? Console players don't have those kind of games. So I think that's why a big thing like Insurgency Sandstorm was huge on for the console release. Now we're seeing Arma Reforger coming to Sony. And Sandstorm never had mods available on the console release. And the fact that Arma's out and is going to be getting those for the PlayStation is huge. So I think hopefully this is, showing. I think you have with the games over the years, it shows that console players want these games. So I think we're seeing that now with Armor Reforger. We're going to be seeing it with Delta Force, ABI. So console players have been kind of just left out for so long, and now it seems like finally a lot of these games and studios are coming around and releasing things on consoles
Yeah.
as well.
I think the only issue now that we're running into is that it went from such a smaller community. I mean, originally, like if I look at some of the Steam DB stuff, like just around what was it? April, you were looking at 5,000 players, 3,000 players. So like the servers weren't so congested,
Now
but
you
now
can't
you're
get any
getting to the
games.
point you can't get into any PvP servers
Jeez.
unless you're like playing at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, or you're logging in at like 9, 10, 11 to get into like smaller queues. I saw
Mm,
the biggest PvP server right now, currently, are the WCS servers. Those are the worst case scenario servers. That's hosted
mm.
by Clean 556 by 45 and a bunch of his team and stuff like that. That they do this stuff first of all, like for free. They're not getting paid to run these servers, but they also Clean just started running a fundraiser on his Twitch to help promote it and stuff like that, to get, I think it was like $10,000 to hopefully get two more servers up and running. And they hit, like, I think from what I saw, I was watching the stream, they hit like 4,000
Oh wow.
in the first couple hours, which is insane, like an hour and a half. I think even so he put $1,000 of his own money, and Tomographic came in and put another 1,000 as well too. So it's like some big names are putting money towards their servers. But again, there's issues with, there's no priority queue for admins either too. So if there's like an issue going on the server, not even the server owner, if it's a 50 plus queue, he's waiting in that 50 plus queue.
Oh dang, that's
Jeez.
scary.
So it's like the back end of it is now you're seeing that a lot more, getting attention because there's just not enough space. And I hope that they Bohemia Interactive sees this, because at the end of the day, Arma is a community ran game. Like, since Arma 2, Arma 3, and now Reforger, mods make the game. And it's not saying that the base game is bad, but it's a foundation to be built up upon, and they know this. So the fact that they don't have priority queue, a lot of there's issues now with like specifically the WCS servers. There's a lot of clones of them because people could just make their server name anything they want. So they put
Right.
WCS in the title, and then now you have the WCS admins getting support tickets for servers that don't even
But they
belong
don't
to them.
know. Oh man, that's a
So it's
problem.
like, I'm sorry, it's like I can't do anything for you, So it's, that needs to be fixed, of just like ways to differentiate like official community ran servers, and then just, I don't know how they would do that, but I just hope the team's looking at that to hopefully Because I mean, it's really like there's so many content creators now that are just bringing free marketing to this game, and it's blown up. It's literally blown up um faster than I think a lot of us realized, especially with the PS5 release. Because like
Mhm.
again, I thought this game back when it first came out, not so many people were playing it, and I was one of them. I looked at it, I was like, it's not ready. It needs to cook more in the oven, and now it's just blown up in player base. So we'll see. And then we also have the experimental branch that's messing with destruction for trees and buildings and mortars and player ran mortars and stuff like that. So there's a lot more coming to the game in the future, and this is all just building up to the eventual release of Armor 4 in 2027. So
Huh. I was trying to look on the like Google Trends to see like if there was like a big Armor Research Reforger like search term bump. But I'm not.
possibly. I mean, it's more just, I mean, I know I use that in my tags, my on my videos, Armor Reforger and Reforger mods and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
um yeah, it's just it's cool. A lot of it is like you'll see just a bunch of mods come out and they'll get huge traction. I know one of them is the Reaper Core mod, which is a single player co-op, almost like it feels like Ghost Recon Breakpoint campaign almost. So you have your main
I saw that.
objectives, your side objectives, you have voice acting, you have scripted events, you have like a respawn system. It's crazy the amount. And there's also like, what was it? Things if you complete certain side objectives, when you like finish the campaign mission, it'll say like, oh, this is like you have different outcomes as well too. Yeah, voice acting, I think it's AI, most likely it's AI. But I think it's like one or two people working on it, maybe one, to be fair. So like I don't give them too much slack.
Mhm.
Or I give them more slack, I should say. Sorry,
Right, right.
because it is just one person, and that if you want to use AI tools for that, and it's a mod, they're not making a full fledged game. So hiring voice actors or getting someone to do that on their own time could be an issue too. I mean, hey, I'll do it. Get me in there. You can use my voice. So yeah.
Voice acting blue.
Let's
So
go.
and then that stalker server too is always fun. That's RP. There's Arma Life too, which is like full on Arma RP. DayZ's coming into the game. It's already
Wow.
there, but it's getting
Jeez.
updated even more.
That's so cool.
Which again, DayZ started out as a mod as well too back in
Mhm.
the day. So and then you have the extraction servers as well too. You have Armor Wasteland as well. You have Row Extract. You have Armor Wasteland. I was messing around with Halo as well too, like full on. Like there's
Wow.
Valhalla. Like just you can do 7-on-7, 8v8, however much you want to put in the server. And there's like legit. There's a Warthog. There's a Scorpion tank. There's the Falcon. There's so much to that. There was like me and Redbeard were testing it and Blackout, and there's shields on your Spartan. There's like a custom HUD that the radar, the Halo radar was working on Armor Reforger. So it's
Cool.
just insane. So now we're just gonna keep getting more and more of that.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see what people come up with, especially
Yeah.
if the trend of it like gaining more traction continues. It's gonna be cool to see what people come up with, because like people have done that in Halo Forge, like with wild stuff, and I never take the time to get into it, but I always just kind of admire it from a distance. Like if somebody builds something crazy in Halo or in Arma or something, I'm just like, damn, like that. I just think it's really cool. Like that stalker
Hmm.
mod is
Hmm.
like super sick that somebody is
And
able to do that.
it's not super expensive either. It's not $60. It is like $39.99, I think, or something like
It was
that
on
right
sale for
now.
like 10% off or something, so I got it for like
Yeah, so I would
35 bucks or
definitely,
something.
yeah, I think it's worth it at that price, because it's just, especially if you're on PC or an Xbox right now, because there's just so much content when it comes to mods. Um, it does take a lot of space though on your hard drive. downloading all these mods. That's like
I
another
bet.
big letdown, and you might need to if you're on PC upgrade. If you're on console, sorry. Um, you know,
Poor
there's ways
console.
to. I know there's ways to increase your storage, I believe, but I don't
Yeah.
know how well that works in terms of. I know there's like external solid state drives as well now too, so it's possible.
Yeah, they have upgrades for that stuff.
Yeah. So, but it's just cool to just to be in the game and then like go in and ask who's new and teach the new guys, and they fall in love with the game, and it's just it's cool to see. Um, in general, just people new to the even new to like the milsim genre as well too.
I bet the
Kind
console
of,
players are
you
funny
know.
in there. Like I don't know, like because
Oh
Oh,
they
my
it's
just
probably
sound
gosh,
good.
dude.
hilarious.
It's either they're either really hilarious or really annoying, because there's definitely some moments where they're just arguing over like platoon net. There's so many times where I just have to shut it off. I turn off the radio and then just focus on what I'm doing, or I'll tell people if they're like on a certain objective, like, hey, turn your radio to this one. We'll just communicate here, because there was a moment when I was fighting across a river, and people were arguing about, because like on the WCS servers, there's blue armbands or red armbands, blue for NATO or red for Russian,
Mhm.
and they were just complaining about no one's wearing armbands. But it's for me, I don't wear them because they're bright. Like if I'm hiding in a bush, they're gonna see either the bright red or bright blue armband. So I don't wear armbands. I think people just need to look at their map before they decide if they're gonna shoot or not. But yeah, and then it's like, and then like literally like 30 minutes, I turn off my radio, I turn it back on 30 minutes later, and they're still arguing. And it's just like, all right, so you get those moments, but then there's sometimes where holy crap, does when the team works together and there's good communication. There's like it's like really specific moments to the Arma game that make it just so much cooler in general. So
Dang. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
excited to try it out with you guys at some point. I need to get in
Yeah,
there.
Blue's gonna have to teach me. I don't know. I played squad before, and I was just like, you know, overwhelmed. I mean, not overwhelmed, but it was like, oh, I like just didn't. I just did it solo with randoms in the server, and like, there's a lot to
Yeah,
do. You're not just
yeah.
jumping in and playing. You gotta there's
I
different
now have
roles
more
and everything.
hours on Reforger than Squad. I had about 200 hours on Squad. I now just hit 300 on Arma Reforger. So
Wow, that's impressive.
yeah,
All right,
it's just been hooked.
you can teach us then.
Yeah, no
Oh
kidding.
yeah, I got you guys.
Scope
It was
Scope
so
Squad.
funny watching Fry's video of us doing Reaper Core, and I was trying to legit help. I was trying to be like, so there was like I installed a mod called Ace Medical, which is a really popular mod back from Armor 3 now for Armor Forger. And there's like different medicines, right? So different injections, things that increase your heart rate, things that lower your blood pressure, ones that help if you have an opioid overdose. There's smelling salts, and I was explaining it, and, and the way he edited his video was just like was a conglomeration of just me speaking in tongue almost, just like he is just like freaking out. He's like, oh god, there's so much, and it's just that's what Arma is sometimes, man. There's a lot to learn, especially when it comes to mods, but it's a lot more simpler, I will say too, than Armor 3 as well too, in terms of keybinds. Because they have to, I think, because of console, because there's just only so many buttons. Um,
Right. Yeah.
so like I just found out one recently that there was a mod that I didn't know about. I was streaming as well too. There's a way to call in an F-18 airstrike and care package, and I just found out about it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Dang.
So it's from the RHS mod, and if you have, and it's very specific, you need to have a man pack radio, the GPS, the dagger, and you have to be like the squad leader, and then you have to have like a certain amount of people in your squad, and you can call, and a certain rank, because you level up in rank as the more you play on the server. So you start off as a private, work your way to corporal, sergeant, so on and so forth. Um, And yeah, so shout out Cameron as well too.
Let's go,
Welcome
Cameron.
in.
Becoming a
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Um, but yeah, so it's there's a lot to learn, but once you get it, dude, I will say it's cool to just to make your own loadout as well too. Being the whole tactical
That's what
Barbie
I, yeah,
stuff.
that's exactly.
Yeah.
Sign me
Yeah.
up.
So what's
Oh,
the
dude, yeah.
what would you tell somebody? So like for
What you
me,
mean?
I've played a fair amount of squad. I was on a little squad kick for a while.
Mhm, mhm.
I was lucky enough, like Buff said, it sucks, but like I don't know how I don't you just there's no way you'd ever figure that shit out by yourself.
No.
Um, but I
Yeah.
was lucky enough to play with some folks that knew what was up and some good squad leaders and stuff and had some good times. So what would be like some of the differences between Arma and squad? Like from
So squad is definitely based more on the like traditional sense of combat roles. So you have your squad leader, your rifleman, your heavy anti-tank, your light anti-tank. And those are very specific classes with very specific kits. So if you're just a basic rifleman on the US side, you have basically maybe just an M4 of iron sights and an aim point,
Mhm.
and then that's it. You don't get to customize your weapon, you don't get to customize the way you look, you don't get to specifically put how many bandages or morphine stems you got in your bag, and stuff like that. So you're very limited in terms of versatility, especially if you're like running solo. But in Reforger, you could basically, as team said, you can build your own kit. So if you want to be a recon, like especially like in like other milsim esque games, like if you want to be recon or a sniper, you have to get the sniper kit, and those are usually only limited to like two people, like in Hell Let Loose,
Mhm.
or in other games, they're just very limited. But this one, anyone could be a sniper recon duo. You build up your kit. There's also a weight limit too, so you got to like work with that if you want to keep your weight under, so you have more stamina. Or you could be a big tanky guy on the Russian side, strap an RPG, put a couple more RPGs in your bag, and you'll be heavy as hell, but you'll be a great asset to take out
There you
vehicles.
go.
You know, so it's like, and then it's like, oh, now I know for sure. For me, I like helping other people, especially like as a medic role. So I'm stuffing
Mhm.
my bag with more saline to bring up people's blood and stuff like that. To if they lose a lot of blood, I got a lot of bandages on me, morphine. I'm usually go out there getting people back into the fight, which is what I like to do. Um,
what would I take in
and
my
it's
truck?
cool.
What would be a good trucker loadout?
A good trucker loadout, definitely. I would say like
Ammo.
you have to like, yeah, so like ammo, good. I would say meds enough to, so like you have to like, there's different parts of your body that can get hit. So it's like your chest, your stomach, even your abdomen could like, you would need to like bandage up and stuff like that as well too. Dang, Cameron,
Relax. All right.
chill, giving out a membership to Woo. Actually, hell yeah.
That's
Dude,
a
Woo
good
just
one.
got a membership.
Shout
That's
out
a good
Woo
person to get it.
and
Shout out
Cam.
Woo. Shout out Woo.
Thank you, man.
Oh man. For audio listeners, that's a YouTube membership, which you can go support Crash as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
how do you
yeah, so it's there's a lot, man. We can sit here and talk about it, I feel like, all day long, because there's just so much to talk about. But I think you guys need to like be in there and experience it, and then
That's
you'll be
a
like,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, I get it. I get why you're on this all the time. I get why you'll wait specifically for one server in a 40-minute queue. You
I was
know?
yeah, and I enjoy yourself and the other people who are on that WCS server. Like I that's what I'm pumped to see. Just get in there and play a lot of different guns. And like you said, the the one part that I didn't like about squad and even sandstorm can be frustrating sometimes is if you want to run like a specific kit, like with sandstorm there's like the riflemen's or whatever, you can run pretty much anything, but then if you want like more specialist weapons, like
Advisor or something like
yeah,
that,
like a
or
scar,
yeah.
honey badger, those types of things, you got to have a certain role, and there's only
And you got to
can be
get it
one or
quick or
two,
you're
right?
done. Yeah.
So I think that's a good thing with Arma Reforger. There is, you're not limited. You can run what you want to run and play how you want to play, which is really good for that. So
And then there's all
that's
kinds
really
of
good.
vehicles now,
Yeah,
and people are there's literally a map called Road to Bakhmut, which
I
is
saw
based
I
off the
saw some of that.
Ukrainian,
Yep.
so they got trench warfare, FPV drones, freaking
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bradleys, and it's insane, dude. It's insane. When the building destruction comes into play and the tree destruction comes into play,
Mhm.
it's gonna be crazy.
Do they
So yeah,
have
and then
for that for
the,
that
the
Rotobak
server
Moot
count is insane.
for the Rotobak Moot one? Do they have like Ukrainian SSO type modding, or it's like it changes from US Russia to like Ukraine Russia
Oh,
with
it's
like
it's
Malyuks and
Ukraine
stuff?
versus
Or
Russia. It's Ukraine versus Russia. Like the mods
do you
they
get
they put into
Malyuks
it.
for the weapons then too? I'm assuming there's probably a Malyuk mod or like more
I don't
Ukrainian
know. I
SSO
haven't played
weapons.
on that one yet myself because I've just been so hooked
Okay.
on WCS. But I do know that, um, like the camos are there. I mean, it's still customizable as well too,
Yeah, yeah.
to a certain point. But yeah, I think
That's awesome.
everything that they're probably using over there is probably in the game.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So
So
pretty
Woo,
much
thank you for the super
it's
chat.
yeah, thank you, Woo.
yeah,
Sorry.
Pretty
and
much
Cameron
that's what we want to play then.
Chewy now too. Like shout out to like at least like the OGs too getting it as well too.
Yeah, it's
So
good stuff.
hell
That's
yeah, man.
awesome.
Yeah, we
That's
just got to
really
get
fun.
Crash becoming a trucker, man. And I think, dude,
Yeah.
and the server, the WCS, I think they got the cowboy hat. I believe they, I think some of them they do. So,
Dude, I
and
just
if you're on
want
the
to.
Russian side, just put the tracksuit on, dude. Like they got the Russian tracksuit
Oh
with the
man.
balaclava on or something like that.
There you go.
Just as
Oh.
dang, Cameron, relax.
Stop it. Thank you for the super chat, guys. Appreciate it.
Actually, I got a membership as well too.
All
I
right,
got
guys. All right.
There you go.
That's
There we go.
enough.
25 months coming in.
That's enough. Cameron, thank you for the super chat. Woo, Blue, thank you guys. You're too kind. You're too
Thank you
kind.
guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna
Too
be
kind, man.
Shitpants LLC or Shitpants PMCs. You guys are PMCs at that point.
There we go. Yep.
There's so many times in my life I wish instead of doing science for college, I would have done like programming or something. Because I would love to just take the time to mod some stuff in Armor to do like so I could do
Dude,
some
that's
trucking
another
stuff.
thing. I've been messing with the Arma Reforger tools. So there's like if you go on Steam, there's you check mark the box software too or tools. They make it pretty simple for new people to go in and just mess with a couple little things and start learning almost like game design almost. I feel like if especially if you worked on game engines before, I think you'll get really good at working with the Arma Reforger tools. And
Mhm.
it's easy to just like as you're working with the tools, you just launch it, you can mess with it there. I gotta fix this, you go back into the editing and stuff like that. So yeah, and Bohemia Interactive is like they're so supportive of modders that they have their own tutorial videos, and then there's all kinds of content
That's
creators out there that
awesome.
have done even more specific videos
Can
on
I
very specific things. So
mod
yeah,
the truck? So can I like put like burritos and stuff on the floor and like toilet
dude, you
paper
if
and
you
like
wanted to, you probably could customize the inside and make that a mod that people can download, and then now you got crazy looking freaking interiors. I mean, they put there's literally a radio mod that looks like it's built into the dash, and you can like turn it on, it clicks on, and it's crazy. So yeah,
and then
dang
Woo
it,
with
Woo.
yeah, he wants to interrupt me. Like so now it's just a game with the super chat from Woo just to interrupt me. Well, it worked. It worked, and I hope you're happy. Dang it, man. What I wanted to know
Man.
was if I could upgrade the truck. Yeah, like maybe a lot lizard in there. Give me a gal with me, and like just some
You might have to roleplay for that one. you might have
Finn.
to you might have to go up to some people,
Finn will do
you
it.
know. Yeah, how much?
He's gonna be he's gonna be my
You're a
map
lot
reader.
lizard.
So it'll be all
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Keep him the map reader. Oh geez. I mean, if he wants to be your lot lizard, then no,
It'll
But
be fine.
yeah.
I just want to put like like the bomb gas station burritos. Like I want to put those on the dash and like chip crumbs everywhere, like Dorito bags, and then just shit
A little
pants down the
bobblehead on the
road.
dash. Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe like with a hula girl on the dash, and then we're just delivering supplies to the boys, baby. Hop on board. We're shit pants LLC. Just
It'd
have
be
a
cool
ton
to
of
see.
guns
Like,
too.
there's like custom interiors for like usually like the helicopters are more so the ones that get worked on for like custom interiors. And by custom, I mean like they literally try to base them off their real life counterparts. Like the little bird specifically has like an MFD screen, so it's like your screens to see your altitude and stuff like that. And those even get to you can fold those in as well too on the little bird to see more in front of you and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, and they actually work. So
Get this man a truck. Thanks, Luke. It gets me all excited to play truck sim, and then I could have guns with me too. And like if shit hits the fan, I just have to park the truck and get out and start fighting, huh? Like just have to kid.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You can't shoot out the window, right? Like
no, you can't do that yet. Can't do that yet. And sadly, no airplanes yet. There's some A10 mods I've seen before, in Reforger, but it's so janky still. Like just flying, it's like it's almost like stuttering the entire. Even like with boats as well too, because like the game isn't built around like amphibious warfare, so like the vehicle kind of just looks all weird and in the water. But there, if you want, there's already mods for jets in Reforger as well too. So I mean, like if you get seriously, almost like if you think about it, it's there.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
nice.
Definitely excited to play it.
Arma Reforger just around the corner. Any day now. 2038. All right. Okay. We go, boys.
We gotta talk about it. We gotta get into this.
Loose favorite.
Dude, if you guys, all right, we talk a little bit about Battlefield here. Everybody buckle in. So if you guys haven't seen it over on X, BF Bulletin brought this to everyone's attention. I'm assuming that's when everybody got to see it. Basically, quick rundown from me. A former ex-DICE dev goes by Risible, claims that 98% of the team creating the next Battlefield has not worked on this series' former releases. So I can add a little bit of my own context. When I helped Tom Henderson do his kind of expose on everything, there was like almost 75% of the map team, like Battlefield 5 was like their first map. So they hadn't been around a long time. So that kind of turnaround is something that's happened in the past. I will add that caveat, as well as 98% seems a little high, because I don't know if they're including like ripple effect and the Criterion and those other places. That seems
correct. I was gonna say that because they're working on the battle royale mode most likely,
Yeah.
or a separate mode, multiplayer mode. So like those guys have definitely gotten some Battlefield experience.
Yeah, so that number feels a little inflated to me. But Risible says that the old DICE leadership has already quit, and EA has hired Call of Duty GM Byron Beed to rebuild the franchise. We know that happened like over a year ago by now. But he says,
yeah,
if
almost
Beed
two,
sticks
I think, right?
Yeah, it has to be close to 2. He says if Beed sticks to his vision, we'll get a full price main game with limited single player, seasons, battle pass, and live service slop, a free to play mode like Warzone. That sounds like not that earth shattering of expectations. He says the EA leadership, Wilson, Miele, Beads, and Pellet, all of them are corpos through and through. They want to extract maximum revenue from their players and drive up shareholder value. They will make games to make money, not the reverse. He says, it sounds like a disgruntled employee. The goal is a new Battlefield game every year. Think EA has a roadmap to achieve this, but we won't see the next game in 2026. So making a game every year, but not making a game every year. So what are you saying? I don't know. This guy's weird. TTK Games, we've talked about in the past, is most of the old Battlefield talent now works, says Risible. And if you know Embark, then you've probably tried the finals, beautiful production value, and BF-like destruction. Risible claims that this fresh Battlefield team is working on the next title, following a new philosophy, and whether that's good or bad depends on your personal outlook. And then you can go find the original post over here. I was just kind of going through it, but I just don't think that all seems obvious, right? That all seems like stuff we've talked about.
I mean, I'm expecting for sure the whole like I said, or like we said earlier, the whole seasons battle pass, that's kind of normal in today's age. Um, I I'm expecting. I know the other team is working on the specific multiplayer mode that most likely might be some sort of battle royale, most likely. So, um, that would be like their free to play mode, which is again they could do it right. They've already done it right somewhat with Firestorm, just behind a
Mm-hmm.
paywall, which sucks. Um,
Yep.
and then on top of that, like I kind of believe a little bit more in hopefully Vince's leadership to kind of guide the team in the right direction. Now he hasn't really worked on specifically Battlefield um projects. He's done more like Titanfall. I mean, he was the co-founder of Infinity Ward, so like Call of Duty back in the day. So like, hopefully he realizes that the Battlefield franchise needs to stay in a grounded reality. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he himself even said that Battlefield 3 and 4 was the prime
Yeah.
Battlefield back in the day. So like he understands. I just hope for me it's the investors above him that don't put too much input into the game. I think that's when they start to make bad decisions for game wise because they'll look at Call of Duty's earnings and see the giant amounts of money coming from skins and battle passes and it's like, oh yeah, we can squeeze every single dollar from these gamers nowadays because you'll buy a $60 game plus another $10 season pass plus another $5 skin there, $5 skin there.
Mm-hmm.
It's, so I hope that doesn't I know we're gonna see battle passes. I know we're gonna see a season pass most likely. You're gonna see skins in the game. It's you're not gonna see anything. I hope you don't see anything crazy, in terms of like anime or cyberpunk, whatever the heck they put in nowadays. But um
Well, we already saw some weird stuff with 2042, so
exactly,
I'm assuming
exactly.
you're gonna see that too. But I agree. I mean, the fact that he said Battlefield 3 and 4 were the best, so hopefully they really own that grounded modern military um, tone to the game and try and keep it majority of what they put out because I think that we've talked about Blue and I played the original Battlefield 3 back then. Crash unfortunately missed it during, we had to be there to experience it. Going back doesn't
Yeah, I
do it.
missed the heyday.
But I mean every DLC they did was amazing. If you go back and watch some of those DLC trailers, like it'll give you chills and the content was great. So if they can keep that tone and with the season passes, the same type of, everyone's always comparing with 2042 um was the what content we had in BF3 and 4 with the DLC packs versus the live service. So hopefully they go back to a content schedule similar to what we had with the DLCs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only stuff, yeah, the only stuff I worry about here is what they say later. And I've been skimming this while you guys were discussing it a little bit. I found the part of the thread. It says a very long thread.
It's a
What's
very
Where,
long thread.
where they
Yeah.
what's
said
that?
that the goal is a new. So I see that the goal is a new BF game every year. But they also said the goals are wild and crazy. Monetized cosmetic content is the ultimate goal, and they'll push that towards the player base as fast as they can without generating too much negative sentiment. Pay for the game every year and pay for the battle pass and pay for skins is what they're going for. And then the Battlefield Mobile is on the roadmap, but probably not this year. Um, they believe they need to repair the brand's reputation by focusing on core gameplay that people want. This means a modern day setting in Conquest 24/7. They'll also drop 2042's operators and return to soldier classes. So that's good.
Thank
I'm
God.
just kind of the opinion now, and I know we've gotten really tired of these. We've just gotten really tired of these crazy cosmetics. I'm afraid they're coming to Battlefield, just because that's how these huge studio or these huge publishers like EA see that they need to make money, and they make the most money from them. And I just got a feeling that, man, it's going to be. I think there's going to be crazy skins in Battlefield, man. I don't know.
I think it's also
Yeah.
easier to make those crazy skins. Like if you looked at the content that we've discussed here before, like I would want to see almost like what they did with Medal of Honor Warfighter, right? Like tier one forces from every major
Around the world.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to produce those skins with the the photorealism, whatever the technologies that they're using to scan a bunch of stuff and make things one-to-one accurate. That's a lot
It's
more
so
work than
it's a lot of work, but it's so much more better. I mean,
100%. But I think that's an example of
much
where
better, I
I
should
mean
say.
Call of Duty is a prime example of cutting corners there, right? They did so well with Modern Warfare 2019, and now we just get crazy unicorn stuff and
That
watch
one
it.
will just
It's
reuse assets and barely tweak it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's easier to push that crazy stuff out than it is to okay, I'm going to look at like a tier one operators from like Sweden, and we're going to make it one-to-one. We're going to release, the weapons for all that stuff. That's the attention to detail I would like to see, but unfortunately, I think they're looking for at least a lot of games. I'm not saying Battlefield's going to do this, but Call of Duty is the prime example because they own the gaming space right now. Is
This is wild.
quantity or quantity over quality. So
Yeah, this reply is actually crazy. David
What?
Serland, who's in charge of Dice right now. Well, Kutaz is the leader, but David's leading like the lead designer on Battlefield, I believe. He's one of the
okay,
top ones. He actually replied to this. Um,
really okay.
yeah, he said, having been a part
What'd he
of,
say?
well, almost all of that storyline, third time's the charm. So he's come back to Dice again to work on this game and currently working on
Okay.
the next one makes this an interesting thread to say the least. Not far off the mark in the history side here, but cause and effect is all over the place. So saying
Okay.
that,
I mean, I feel like
Mhm.
you can take that both ways.
yeah,
Because you
it's
can either
all,
say,
yeah,
yeah, it's like because he can't say much, so
Right.
I'm sure he's saying like, yeah, we've learned our lesson. I feel like almost, but are they gonna repeat that because of? I saw another comment too that Vince sure has done some good stuff in the past, but that was like the OG days of game development and just games being made where it was more of like making a good product. Where now it's a monetization economy now instead of back then. So it's like it's in a different realm he's working on. Um, I don't know. Like I keep looking at that Vince as like hopefully the savior, but and what was the last part of what he said? It was like it's a cause and effect. He said something
he
along those
said,
lines.
he
Yeah.
said, not far off the mark in the history side here, but cause and effect is all over the place.
Yeah, so it's like he recognizes or I guess the team recognizes what happened with 2042 and just even maybe further back to like Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, why Battlefield 1 was a success. So, I mean, uh we will see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the we will see, unfortunately.
We will
But we
see.
don't need
I
to wait
know,
too
man.
long. We should start getting some initial we talked about this I think 2 weeks ago. We should start getting some initial like rumblings and leaks and information and hopefully a teaser trailer. I think we like the last not last week, but the week before. I mean, we talked about the Battlefield 3 original teaser they did. And I think
Timeline.
yeah,
Yeah.
we even showed it. It was early February. I think they released just a
Yeah. So
very bland or basic teaser, just revealing the setting and announcing the game. So hopefully
yeah.
they
We
they
do
start
know
rolling stuff
quarter
out.
4, right? Is around the release date for
Yeah, it should be
the next
November,
Battlefield game.
October. Yeah, November, October. Most likely
So
is what they usually do.
yeah. So I'm thinking February, March we'll start seeing some stuff. Hopefully.
Yeah, I would say so. But yeah, this is an interesting read. Um, for sure. But I mean, it's just all this stuff you can kind of expect, right? Like we're gonna have the highest of hopes, and it could crash and burn, but it's more than likely going to be something in the middle where Vince Zampella really hasn't had a bad game that I can think of that he's launched. He's always
Don't
with stuff
I
that he's
mean
headed, and
he
then
worked on the Medal of Honor VR title, which again for a Medal of Honor World War II VR title wasn't super great, but
but you
I feel like that's like a one off almost because that was a VR title and
Yeah, as
it
a
was a
VR
little bit
title.
it was different. It was different.
And you haven't had a
So
Medal of Honor game since 2012 at that point too. So
Exactly. And I wouldn't, yeah, saying what Nico said, don't be fooled by the trailers, guys, because that trailer team is
Yeah,
no
yeah,
matter what,
we know
we
it's
know how
gonna be
good they
amazing.
are. Yeah. So
Yeah, but what I am saying here is like you can't deny the Call of Duty DNA that's in the leadership, where you have Bede, Dampella, even and these folks that have worked on COD, and then like also just the overwhelming effect that EA is going to have on this and the pressure on this game to make a bunch of money for shareholders
Mhm.
is,
yeah.
and it's like, can they walk the line? Can they build a Battlefield game that still makes a bunch of money? And I would argue yes. The easier, safest way to do it, though, that I don't like is going to be like super crazy skins and some really crappy mechanics that are accessible and easy for people to learn, and
Yeah. I
crazy
mean,
outlandish skins that people are going to want to buy to meme. And that's probably what's going to happen.
yeah. I mean, realistically, I mean, I hate saying realistically, but I also it's true that it could go out that way. But they also remember he did mention that they are ditching the specialist system and going back to traditional
Mhm.
class loadouts. So it's like, there's your I'm not saying you're because you could definitely mess with those classes and make crazy skins as well too. But I feel like you're a little bit more limited than specific operators and specialists, where you can go crazy with those skins and those weapons as well too. So, um, you know,
Right.
I
I
I,
well, I
I don't think it's
also
it's not going to be as crazy as Call of Duty,
right, nor
but
should
it
it be.
depends on, yeah, it shouldn't be, but it still could just be, it depends on, I feel like it depends on the era that they go in with this Battlefield 6. I mean, we can kind of tell a little bit with that image with, there's, I think there was
Mhm.
a helicopter in the background, so we know it's going to be
Yeah.
somewhat
The
modern.
Black Hawk, yeah. So, I
Yeah.
think I think there was a not a rumor. I think there was an official statement in some press release or interview a couple months back saying it was taking place basically present day within like or maybe like 2028-ish, which would be good.
Perfect segue.
Boom.
Yeah. So
You're
the other thing I
welcome.
was gonna, yeah, I mean, you got, man, guys are on it. We deserve an award. You guys deserve an award. The next thing I wanted to talk about with Battlefield is exactly that, Buff. Like you're talking about where they've revealed the concept art, and then like they did that little like investors preview where Byron B talked about what they needed to do, and we saw the concept art of the choppers and stuff.
Yep.
But then
Yeah,
like,
and it looks like, yeah, surface to air missiles as well too in the background, which is very interesting.
did you see this though? Like this was published today. They kind of got caught. They got
I
accused of
did
using
see,
Gaza
yeah.
war photos in their artwork. So this is their official artwork. This is the thing. But here is the Gaza war photo from Reuters in a Reuters article from news coverage of Gaza, and it's the exact same flame as this. Like it's the exact
Yeah.
same building and flame as in the concept
I'm
art.
waiting until that comes up on the, oh, what happened to
Oh,
my,
sorry.
Well,
Bad.
maybe
oh, that
they'll
was me. I ran,
maybe it was
there
on
it is.
you can argue, hey, it was on
Oh,
purpose because it's modern day.
interesting.
So
I
that
guess
makes
I
so.
mean,
sense.
look, it's concept art, and if this is like photoshopped, I can see someone just cropping that, taking it and pasting it, and then just color grading it and putting it in the background, put some fog over it. So, I
Yeah,
mean, it's just
exactly.
concept art. If they use actual stuff like that in game, then I'm gonna be upset. But for concept art, I'm not so upset about it. It's just a concept. It's just a, hey, this is like a mood board of what we want the game to be, almost.
Yeah,
I'll show
exactly.
you
So,
a mood
which,
board.
if that's the
Oh,
case, if it's like if they went and looked up specifically like Gaza war stuff, like I'm even more excited and more interested. Like especially we saw that little like Unreal Engine
that's what I was
concept
just
art
thinking.
trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was based in like a Ukraine type conflict. I
Yep.
mean, if we're seeing stuff like that, I'm thinking back to like, um oh my god, it starts with a K. Um for Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, they brought it back in Battlefield 3 as a remake map.
Not Strike a
Strike
Carcass,
Caracan?
a
was it?
Karkan? Yeah,
Carcan, was
Karkan.
that
Caracan.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like if it's like that urban dense with multiple, I mean, they're going back
Mhm.
to 64 player servers as well too, not over 100. So,
But is it not weird that like instead of like making concept art from scratch that they're
I
Google
think
It's a
it's
image
little
searches
weird,
thing.
but it
I
doesn't
think it's
bother me too
weird,
much as
but
much. I
whatever.
mean, maybe it's just me. It's just I'm not super. Yeah, it's like it's hard to criticize something when I haven't even seen like a trailer yet or gameplay. So it's like I'm gonna wait to uh hold my
Yeah,
criticisms
I
until
mean,
I see
yeah,
actual gameplay
this has
mechanics
no
stuff like
effect.
that.
This has no effect on the game, but it's just like, man, if you got like your my thing is, and I'm not reading too much into it. Like I said, this is totally independent of the game, but
Yeah.
that is the very first concept image. Oh, is my thing freeze again? It's back. That is the very first concept image that we have to see of the battlefield. That's the very first impression it's ever made. And you have a flame asset on there that's copy pasted from Google image search that anybody could find. It's like that's how much care you put into making the very first image that people will see.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So there's definitely, I mean, it's definitely like you can look at it from either side or even down the middle, like kind of how it is. Just like, yeah, it sucks that they used it, but I'm gonna wait because I don't know, man. I mean, we also found out the location of where that's at as well too. I think it was in
Yeah.
Gibraltar.
Greece,
I thought it was,
Gibraltar, right? Gibraltar. It was Gibraltar. You're right. Yeah. So it's like we kind of know the location. If they're maybe using that, I mean, maybe that's a little hint of like the type of era that we're gonna be fighting in. So I mean,
Which is good. I
we'll
think
see.
at the end of the day, though, we talk about theories and interviews and this and that and battle pass, blah blah blah. At the
Yeah.
end of the day,
Yeah.
I think two points just to go off what you said there, Blue. I think for like the craziness that we'll see that you could potentially see with the battle pass, I'm hoping. I don't know what the numbers for sales were on stuff with 2042, but I do think a lot of that stuff got a little out of control. I don't think the Battlefield fan base wants crazy skins. And I don't think a lot of Call of Duty players that may come from COD to Battlefield, it's not going to be their first time playing in most cases. You're going to have people that play both. I don't think a lot of players that jump into Battlefield want that stuff in a Battlefield game, which is what we talked about previously with 2042, right? Instead of just making it, they
Mhm.
didn't do Battlefield. They tried to copy what was out there on the market with Call of Duty and other games instead of doing
Yeah.
Battlefield. Players have Call of Duty, they have other games, they want Battlefield. So they need to focus on making Battlefield and Battlefield centric or the correct themed toned battle passes that fit in with the game. So we don't see crazy stuff like that because I don't think it belongs in a modern Battlefield title. At least I'll say that. And the other thing is how many pre-order wise, sale wise. I think they really hurt, and they mentioned it in this interview. Kind of they really hurt the IP's reputation with 2042. The amount of pre-orders and sales they got. How many people wanted to refund it right away and couldn't? On a console, I paid $100 for that pre-order, and the game was just awful. So I think they hopefully players this time around are smarter and don't pre-order. Wait till we see the actual product and all this and that. So it doesn't really matter what they do in the battle pass if they can't create a good game that's going to be worth the sale, be worth the purchase. People buy it and
Yeah.
don't play it. You're not even making money with the battle pass. So
yeah, it does. It comes down to that
Just
at the end of the day. It's got to be good, or
it's got to be a
just
good
hold,
game.
guys.
Yeah.
When the trailer comes out, do not start saying we're back. Do not start saying
Yeah.
Battlefield's is coming back. Don't start pre-ordering. Just hold your money
I
until
just
release, man,
remember
or
I
at least
remember
until maybe even the open beta if it's good. You know?
right. Yeah. I mean, well, think back to the Battlefield 3 marketing, right? I mean, everything that was coming out during even the summer before that game released, there was beta gameplay online and everything going around. Like you knew what you were getting. I think, and then you compare that to Battlefield 2042, you really didn't know what you were getting. So this time around, I hope they do it right. But yeah, I remember remember the hype for the 2042 trailer. Like we were all just like, yeah, Call of Duty's dead. Call of
Well,
Duty's
they kept
so
saying all the
done.
right. They kept saying all the
And
right things, man. They kept
they,
saying like this is
yeah,
for the fans, dude. Like and they
the
freaking
marketing
that
team
the
crushed
music,
it.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah. Jeez.
marketing team.
We are so
They
back. Shut up,
earned-
guys.
earned their-
Shut up, Crash.
Marketing
We
team
are
earned
so
their
bad.
money there. They marketing team did the best work on that entire game. So
Battlefield's so back, baby.
so
And then
bad.
one final funny thing to leave you guys with, how far we have fallen. But I totally agree with that, Buff. At the end of the day, the whole thing comes down to whether or not the game's good or not. Agreed.
Right. Yeah.
Another thing to leave you guys on with a funny note about Call of Duty. Westy tweeted this after they talked about season 2 for Call of Duty. So COD is actually made the decision to focus on gameplay tuning, adding more quality of life and addressing ongoing bugs. That means in order to deliver meaningful improvements to our players, new content planned for season 2 has been shifted to create bandwidth to address foundational issues. So they're actually taking out content from season 2 to try to fix the game. It's got to be rough over there. And they're talking about like the foundation of Battle Royale and like all the bugs and the ricochet anti-cheat that's not a thing and like all the stuff they have to fix. And Westy tweeted that they're essentially announcing an Operation Health for Warzone. So that's crazy that COD's like down that bad to have to do an Operation Health when they have thousands of people working on the game is kind of wild.
I think we all kind of can agree that probably should have happened back in 2021, though. And the fact that it's just gone, this cycle has just continued with Call of Duty this long. So again, right, here's a golden opportunity for Battlefield. Nobody ever gets a chance to have this opportunity that Battlefield is about to have again with Call of Duty being in the state it's in. They blew it with Battlefield 2042. They had the opportunity, they blew it, and now they're getting this golden opportunity again. So it might not ever happen again. So hopefully they take advantage of this.
Yeah, I hope so too. Man, this does give me the itch to play Battlefield 5 again. I love that game. How is it on Steam charts? It always was doing kind of impressive to me. I'm curious.
Redbeard Mortis just put it in chat. They lost 140K players globally on PC after the
That was
Squid
COD.
Games.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's talking Call of Duty. Yep.
Man, Battlefield's peaking. Battlefield 5 is peaking around 20,000 players every day on Steam.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, I feel like just some maybe not. I guess you could say it's a quick shot almost. I don't know.
Say less.
Yeah, just real quick. Helldivers is making a movie. That's a quick shot right there.
Is he gonna have that guy? Like the guy that was at the Game Awards?
I hope it does. I really hope
it should.
The guy, I think the CEO at Arrowhead Studios was like, we want to hire as many A-list actors as possible, just so we can brutally murder them on screen. I think that's something along those lines.
That's funny.
Which is hilarious. So if they get The Rock and just murder him on screen in a movie, not real life YouTube, then yeah, it'd be hilarious to watch. I keep seeing Chris Pratt show up on images as well too, which is interesting. So, but yeah, that's another quick shot. And one more quick shot. One more. Just because I saw it on screen. Production team.
What? Another quick shot.
One more quick shot.
One more quick shot.
Sorry, I was trying to look at. I was looking at Chris Pratt. Sorry.
Chris Pratt.
He's a handsome man.
GTA 5's mod that brought Liberty City into the GTA 5 engine got shut down by Rockstar. So.
Bummer.
Yeah.
When user-generated content gets too good, they gotta knock it back down.
Yeah. Just little two quick things I saw. I was like, man, just things to mention as well too.
Yep.
Yeah. And Tarkov's still dying. That's not really a quick shot, but that's just okay.
That just goes without saying. It's probably not, but it feels like it. It's dead to me, kind of. So, all right then. Well, I think that's a show, guys.
A good one.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it a bunch. If you guys want to help us out, tons of free ways to do it. Like the stream, share it, be a friend, tell a friend, bring someone back with you next week, as well as leave a 5-star review on the audio platforms. And please check out Blue and Buff's content. Links will be in the description of wherever you're listening and or watching. That would be the way to do that. Thank you guys for all the support on today's stream. It was incredibly kind of you to be with you, all that stuff. and we'll see you next week. Godspeed.
Later.
Peace, guys.